I'm Eleni Jokos, and this is Connecting Africa. This month, we're looking at the pharmaceutical sector. It is at its best, cutting edge and dynamic. But as you'll see, there is still room for some old-fashioned delivery methods. Coming up, we'll be heading to Morocco, where we'll hear the fascinating story behind Pharma 5. We'll also head to Lesotho to see how medicines are delivered to some very remote mountainous locations. But first, a leading pharmaceuticals expert in Lagos gives us an overview of the state of the industry. I'm joined now by Dr. Margaret Ilomwanya from the University of Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Margaret. Great to have you on the show. If I had to ask you to define the state of Africa's pharmaceutical industry, what would you tell me right now? What needs to be done?
When we look at the state of Africa's pharmaceutical industry, I think it's important to note that because Africa is an emerging economy, we are growing into utilization of core pharmaceuticals as well as trying to manufacture ours. So currently, Africa relies heavily on imported pharmaceutical goods to actually support the healthcare needs of the region.
So another part of this value chain or the supply chain is thinking about licensing on certain patents. It's about reverse engineering some of the products. It's about thinking what the African market needs. How important is that aspect?
If we look at the environment, what's the temperature in the UK? What's the temperature in the US? What's the temperature in Lagos right now? Just variation in temperature. So it means that whatever product is being brought into Nigeria has to go through some sort of re-engineering to increase its stability. So even if we're having these medications coming into Africa, the scientists in Africa must also ensure that those medications will work just as well in Africa. If we're going to have medicine security in Africa, you must have drugs that are tailored towards the African continent so that they can be stable and available for use, such that the science that brings it to the shelf in the developed world may not necessarily be the same science that will bring it to the shelf in sub-Saharan Africa. So the teams in sub-Saharan Africa, research and development, merging with manufacturing, are critical for us to have our essential medicines that will be stable in our own environment.
Thank you so much. A woman who certainly knows her stuff, as is our next guest. Pharma 5 sells more than 50 million boxes of medicines every year. In 2022, its labs produced more than 1 billion units of medicine. It was almost inevitable that Mia LAHLOU would end up working in Big Pharma.
So I grew up near a father who was one of the founders of access to care in my country. He's one of the founders of the Moroccan pharmaceutical industry. So I grew up with this mission inside of me, this mission to pursue the action of my father in the ecosystem of healthcare in Morocco, but also on our continent.
She says at the heart of the mission is a commitment to quality and a determination to match standards that had already been set.
When my father created Pharma 5, there were already huge players, which were the big pharmas here already in Morocco. We had to be at least as good as they were in terms of quality standards, so in terms also of expertise. And this is the most challenging issue we still have to face every day. It's about, of course, investing in the cutting edge technology, respecting the highest quality standards, but also having the right human people at the right place and constantly improving their capabilities and their expertise.
The business, which started with just 5 people, now employs 1,800. Additionally, it has just opened a smart facility that she believes could increase production 5-fold.
Pharma 5 has become a regional player, a regional leader, recognized not only, of course, in our country for our high level of quality, certifications. We are certified in more than 45 countries today, exporting to Africa, to Middle East, to Europe. Today, Pharma 5 is becoming a multinational, an African multinational. For the last 10 years, we are very present on the continent through exports from Morocco. And the Pharma 5 today is the leader of generics in Morocco with 35% of market share, but also leader of the exports with almost 40% of the exports from Morocco on medicines that are Pharma 5 products. So today we feel that we have this mission, this duty also to contribute to the development of Africa, to a sustainable, inclusive, autonomous development of Africa, especially in the field of health.
Championing the African continent is at the heart of the business.
We are anchored in our continent. Our mission has become to ensure sovereignty for our continent.
A fascinating story, as is one you'll hear after the break when we head to the majestic mountains of Lesotho.